what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Driller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from August 2nd, 2019, where it pertains to the weekly shows of Impact Wrestling. They were in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Now, I made a mistake last time I did the Impact Wrestling Review when I said they were in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. My apologies for that. I meant to say Windsor, Ontario, Canada. So I apologize for that one. But that's where they're at, and that's where they're normally at anyway. So, but your commentators were Don Callis and Josh Matthews. So let's get right into the show, and I'll get to one thing what pertains to Sami Callihan and Tessa Blanchard. Something that irked me on the show what pertains to that, and the whole thing with Jay Chris too. But we'll get to that. So the opening match, we get a no contendership match for the X Division Championship, and it will feature Wentz of the Rascalz, Aiden Prince, Rohit Raju of the Desi Hit Squad, some guy named Chuck Mambo, I think that's how you say it, Cody Diener of the Dieners, and P.D. Williams. And no, not as Mini Papa Pump or Little Papa Pump, whichever they would prefer him as at the, from that Unbreakable show. But just make Maple Leaf Muscle, P.D. Williams, back to being just being Maple Leaf Muscle. But at the same time, he was called Maple Leaf Muscle when he was on a Scotch Turner lookalike. But I digress. But anyways, this will be a 6-pack challenge here. Well, that's WWE's trademark match name for the matches. It's just a 6-man match. I see myself. So you don't have Ace Austin in there. You don't have Rich Swann in there. Whatever. But the match happens. Wentz was pretty good in the match. Aiden Prince was pretty good too. Rohit Raju was pretty good in this match. Chuck Mambo, he was decent, or at best solid. Cody Diener, he was all right. Not much to say about Cody Diener in this match, but I thought he was all right. He held his own. P. Williams, as always, he's good. But shockingly, in the match, it was Aiden Prince. I was gonna say it. I was confusing him by Ace Austin. My apologies. Aiden Prince gets the win with the 450 splash on top of Mambo. And yeah, so he's the new number contender to face the X Division champion Jay Christ in the near future. So there you go. Also, we get to OVE. They're having a discussion of what basically Jay Christ winning the title last week from Rich Swann. Obviously with the help of Madman Fulton, Dave Christ, basically OVE involved with that one. But Jay Christ tells his family that there will be hell to pay if anyone touches their his brothers and also for his belt. But St. Callihan wants to touch his belt and everything, and then Jay Christ was like no one touches my belt, nobody touches my belt and everything. But they got bigger issues here, and the biggest issue is Tessa Blanchard, and Madman Fulton is going to take care of that one once we get to that match. We see Tessa Blanchard showing up, and Rich Swann stops her and tells her that her, basically that he believes in her. However, Madman Fulton is a psychopath and everything. She won't be competing just against him. It's going to be against also with OVE after what happened with Rich Swann the last time. Which I already mentioned already. And Tessa said she's got this. And Rich Swann was like, I got your back and everything. And then Tessa's like, I'll need it. And there you go. And we'll get to that later. Jessica Havoc versus Johnny E. Bravo, along with Ty Valkyrie at ringside, who's the Impact Knockouts champion. And I'm watching this, I'm saying to myself, we just came off of a good match of the 6-man no contendership match for an opportunity for the X Division Championship, and then we get this. some dumbass from Impact Wrestling booked this match because he is so in love with Johnny E. Bravo. He's got to have a match. This was terrible. Jessica Havoc wins. Moving on. Oh wait, I can't move on yet because after the Jessica Havoc won, a woman showed up on Television. I didn't recognize her at first, but then it was either Josh Matthews on Don Callis on commentary that it was Su Yung. So basically, Su Young's got a new look for face paint, and she's going to be targeting Jessica Havoc. So yeah, Su Yung, I think she was speaking in Japanese. I could be wrong, but I digress. But yeah, she's got a new face paint now, which it looks pretty cool. I mean, not pretty cool. It looks pretty nice. I'll say that it looks pretty nice. The one she always had was pretty cool, and very, very disturbing, which fits her because she's the undead bridesmaid. But now she's got a new look of her face paint. Now the question is she's gonna have a new look overall, not just from her face paint, but what pertains to what she's gonna wear. Is she still gonna be the undead bridesmaid? I don't know where they're going with this, but I can't wait to see where they go with this, and I'm intrigued. We get to North. They're talking about the match against the Rascalz for the Impact World Tag Team Championship, and there you go. Basically, Josh Alexander saying that he was mad for whatever reason, but Ethan Page was common in the promo as well. But at the same time, he also has some passionate promo pertains to him talking better than Seth Rollins. I'll say that. But yeah, it was good though. It was a good promo. Good promo. So we got Stone Rockwell versus Ace Austin. It came from a match that I didn't care about, but it pertains to Jessica Havoc and John E. Bravo, and nothing against Jessica Havoc, but everything against John E. Bravo. And then we get this match, Stone Rockwell. I don't give a fuck about this guy. His character to me is garbage. Yeah, he's a mix of Indiana Jones and Steve Irwin. But fuck this guy. I don't give a fuck about this guy. Did somebody say Avenger? No, somebody said trash. Because that's what he is. He's fucking garbage. So, this match happened. Ace Austin's win. And there you go. After the match, I woke up a little bit because at this point now, I'm like what? Who's booking this show? They just booked 2 matches I didn't care about. And then finally we get to a part where Ace Austin is getting attacked by Eddie Edwards because, and you gotta look at the commentary saying, oh, why is Eddie Edwards attacking Ace Austin? Well, I guess they didn't see what was going on backstage with Ace Austin and Alicia Edwards at the time, I guess, right? So that's why Eddie Edwards attacked him. So as Eddie Edwards kept attacking Ace Austin, Eddie Edwards told Ace Austin to say, I told you to stay away from my wife. What? Wait a minute. When he confront Ace Austin to tell him to stay away from his wife? Never. That never happened. It hasn't even been shown. Unless on Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel. I don't know. When he said that, like that made no sense. Like I never see him confront him about that. So we go backstage again. We see Tessa Blanchard getting ready for her match against Madman Fulton. Well, I mean, she's basically getting ready for her match. And then Master Rain shows up and says, "You're so inspirational," and blah blah blah. Tessa Blanchard didn't want to hear it and walks away. And Master Rain's like, "Oh yeah, she's gonna die." I don't know what to do with Master Rain, but I don't care because to me, Master Rain, is nothing as a yeah, she's a veteran on Impact Wrestling. Yeah, she's one of those Impact Wrestling legends, but at the same time, all I care about is is someone who's that Impact Wrestling should be pushing, like a Kiera Hogan. Just saying. Also, we see Alicia Edwards and Alicia and Eddie Edwards arguing and everything. Eddie Edwards is acting all suspicious about Alicia Edwards cheating on him again, like last year with the whole thing with Alicia Edwards and Tommy Dreamer. Now he's thinking the same thing with Ace Austin and Alicia Edwards, and there you go. We get Moose coming out there to attack Stone Rockwell during the commercial break, and he gets a microphone, and and still continue on. And this is what he has to say. He says that he just doesn't care anymore what he does as he attacks Stone Rockwell, and he's calling out Don Callis and all that, and all of a sudden Fall Out Bob comes out. And by the way, before Fall Out Bob came out, when Moose was attacking and beating up on Stone Rockwell, I said so great, good, take him out. But unfortunately, that's not what happened because Fall Out Bob came out there, and then Moose decides to say, basically goes right after Fall Out Bob, who's trying to get into the ring to go after him, and then Moose says, "Ring the bell. We're gonna have this match right now between himself and Fall Out Bob." So the match happens, and it ended very quickly with Moose first getting a couple of beating on Fall Out Bob, and then Fall Out Bob turns him around, and then he basically takes out Moose and gives him the Banzai splash and wins. And then after and then Fall Out Bob hooks up Stone Rockwell. So I'm saying to myself, no, don't you dare have Fall Out Bob team up with Stone Rockwell. Because if that's the case, then Stone Rockwell is still going to remain on Impact Wrestling, and I don't give a fuck about Stone Rockwell. And I said the same thing with Fall Out Bob, but here's the difference here. At least Fall Out Bob has improved. At least in a way I kind of care about Fall Out Bob now. I don't give two fucks about this guy, Stone Rockwell. So after the break, we get Moose, who's frustrated, said, "Who made that match? Who booked that match?" And I'm not saying myself, you made the match. You told the referee to ring the bell. Like what? I don't get the character of Moose here. I don't understand what Moose's character is trying to accomplish here on Impact Wrestling. But he says that match between him and that fat piece of trash wasn't official and everything. And he's like, speaking of which, where is that fat piece of trash and everything? He goes after him. I'm trying to find him and all that, but they never got the conclusion of that because whatever, right? Makes you wonder who's booking this show. Now we get to the match between Madman Fulton being accompanied by Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard. And this match, Tessa Blanchard was taking it to the monster of OVE in Madman Fulton, but Madman Fulton was destroying Tessa Blanchard in this match. Like literally getting destroyed by Madman Fulton. It was ridiculous. But Tessa she fought very valiantly there. So Tessa Blanchard pulls out a DDT, then follows up with some forearms. Sami Callihan gets a steel chair, tells Madman Fulton to kill her. Tommy Dreamer runs down to help out Tessa Blanchard. Madman Fulton goes for a chokeslam, but Tessa helps Tommy Dreamer to get to basically hit Madman Fulton with a candlestick to get him out of there and all that. So Sami Callihan pulls out Madman Fulton to retreat and everything. And Sami Callihan kept saying to Tessa Blanchard, August 2nd, because it's supposed to be the match for where they're going to wrestle each other again for an opportunity for the Impact, for the normal contendership for the Impact World Championship against Brian Cage. But here's the problem with that, folks. August 2nd, Impact Unbreakable has already happened. In fact, it happened on that same day, or sorry, the same night that Impact Wrestling did their taping show, which was weeks ago, to air for this edition of Impact Wrestling on August 2nd. And that's a big problem with Impact Wrestling. They need to go back to doing live shows weekly on Friday nights, because you're gonna have Sami Callihan on this show saying August 2nd where they're gonna wrestle each other, even though they already did wrestle each other, which I'm assuming it aired around 8 o'clock on Impact Plus, Impact Unbreakable, on the Impact Plus that Impact Wrestling you can access to watch TNA stuff and Impact Wrestling stuff and all any type of stuff that's that's involved professional wrestling for TNA, Impact Wrestling, and whatever. Because there are other things that up on there too, like basically trying to remember what. Oh yeah, like Explosion, One Night Only, and some other stuff that they got too. And I see some indie promotions too that they air on it sometimes, but I can't remember the names of it. But the point is, folks, you have Sammy Callahan saying August 2nd, and I say to myself, it already happened, and it is August 2nd. Basically, according to the show here that was aired on August 2nd on Impact Wrestling on Pursuit Channel. The show from August 2nd, 2019 was this show. It is August 2nd already. It was August 2nd. Unbelievable. But after the match, oh yeah, by the way, Tessa Blanchard, she won by technical countout. Which I thought I could swear she lost by disqualification because Tommy Dreamer got involved in the match. I don't know. But whatever. But the point, I guess Tessa won then. But at the same time, they did protect the monster of OVE in Madman Fulton. So Michael Elgin, he was backstage, and he said is quite mad about Rhino's interference in the match with Brian Cage, that where he had to basically stick attack him every time, and then he says that he's for Rhino, for his time in Impact Wrestling and all that, it's going to be short stay, because he turned to send him to the hospital when he decided to cross Michael Elgin, So yeah, it was good. We're gonna see that feud come to influence pretty soon. All right, folks. So here's one thing that irked me on the show here. Besides some other things that irked me, we got a new knockout wrestler who enters into the locker room of the women's, the knockouts locker room. I don't even know who she is, and they didn't even mention her name. They didn't even explain who she was. But based on what I'm seeing right here, I think her name is Alexis Nicole. In fact, I think I've seen her before too. In fact, let me Google her, cause that name looks familiar too. I could swear she wrestle Jordan Grace on the show one point. Let me just double check. I could be wrong, but I wanna double check here. No, I think it's Alexia Nicole, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check her name. I think it's Alexia. Oh yeah, Alexia. Okay, I thought it said Alexis. My apologies. I must be blind. But I could have sworn she wrestled against I could have sworn she wrestled Jordan Grace. Yeah, she did. Yeah, I remember now. She did wrestle Jordan Grace. And in fact, I think it was on the same show of Impact Wrestling where she got back to the dressing room where Alicia Edwards was saying to her that she was okay, if she okay after having that match against Jordan Grace, and Sammy Callahan budges in there, and then Tessa Blanchard confronts Sammy Callahan because that's when they started to build up their feud. I'm assuming it was during that time. I could be wrong, but yeah, but it's this right here. Jordan Grace destroys Alexia Nicole. So yes, it's Alexia Nicole. But the problem is they didn't explain on the show that was her, and I didn't know she was new. I didn't know she's she's on. I'm assuming she's on a contract with them to be part of Impact Wrestling, and she's pretty cute, and she's pretty cute, by the way, very cute. Now, as far as her wrestling, it wasn't really much to show of her wrestling when Tessa going up against Jordan Grace. But she I think she held on in the match against Jordan Grace at one point. But she still lost though. Losing effort. But I want to see more of her though. But let's get back to this whole thing. So Alexia Nicole, now that I got her name, Alexa Nicole, she enters into the Knockouts locker room. She sits down, and then Kiera Hogan shows up and says, "Excuse me, that's my seat." It's a sofa. It's, I guess it's, on this side of the sofa, it's her spot. Whatever. So she tried to leave. Madman comes in, and she introduced herself, and then Kiera Hogan got upset with Madman for whatever, and then Madman and Kiera Hogan starts arguing, and then Alexia Nicole decides to leave, and then Madman just sits on Kiera Hogan's spot, and then she's like, "Excuse me, that's my spot," and they start fighting about staying on that spot and everything. I see myself, what is the end game here? What is going on here? Why should I care about Kiera Hogan and Madman arguing about stupid shit? I mean, stupid shit. This is how you represent Kiera Hogan on Impact Wrestling. Now, I like her attitude. I'm not complaining about that. I like her attitude, but she's not wrestling. And even when she does wrestle, it's going to piss me off because I'm afraid she's going to be losing every time. Now, speaking of Kiera Hogan signed a new multi-year deal contract with Impact Wrestling. And speaking of, someone signed a contract for Impact Wrestling, Tennille Dashwood, formerly known as Emma, has also signed a contract with Impact Wrestling, and she's going to make her debut on August 12th or 13th, whatever. Basically when they go to Mexico City. So yeah, they already got their I'm assuming they're going to get started on the TV tapings, on that day, but that's when Tennille Dashwood's going to show up. So yeah, Tennille Dashwood is part of Impact Wrestling, which is good news for Tennille Dashwood that she's going to be part of Impact Wrestling, what pertains to elevating the Knockouts division. But at the same time, it's also bad news for Kiera Hogan. I mean, how can Kiera Hogan can compete against one of the best women's wrestler in Tennille Dashwood? Impact Plus moment of the week was Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me, also known as the Young Bucks, from Bound for Glory from October 10th, 2010. 10. Remember that storyline? And then we get to Jimmy Jacobs. He goes to Chico, California to seek some answers about some health update on Brian Cage. Mr. Santos answers the door and all that, and she says, "Not right now. It's not a good time." And Jimmy Jacobs is trying to push the envelope here to find to get the scoop. Trying his best to get anything. And Mr. Santos said she promised next week that the update will come up, but as of right now they need the privacy and all that. And that was it. And by the way, Mr. Santos was wearing the same outfit that she wore last week on Impact Wrestling. The red top and the blue jeans. Same thing she wore last week. She's wearing it again this week. Mr. Santos, you gotta pick a different outfit to wear. I'm just saying. Unless that's your favorite outfit to wear on a Friday night. I don't know. I digress. But there you go. We'll find out more about. Oh yeah, not next week. This week coming, because as of this recording, I didn't get a chance to do a review of Impact Wrestling on Saturday, so which I kind of don't get the opportunity to do that anyways, because of the weekends, it's difficult for me to get to my job, but anyways, whatever. It's easy for me to say, right? We see Rhino. He announced that he is back to do what he wants, and he wants. I mean, he's back to do what he wants, when he wants, and whenever he wants. He is putting everyone on notice that he is back and that he will rip apart anyone standing in his way. And he says he's not gonna be he's not gonna be getting paid by sitting around and catering. And there you go. And that was a good promo too, by the way. The War Machine Rhino. You also call him by the Man Beast or the Beast Man, whatever. But I call him by the War Machine Rhino because that was his nickname when he came to at the time years ago in TNA. So that's the name I'm gonna stick with. The War Machine Rhino. Main event time. The Rascalz, Trey and Dez versus the North, Josh Alexander, and Ethan Page, the tag team champions for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. This match itself, it was, in a way, it was a few spots that they did was sloppy, but they end up picking it up, and it ends up being a pretty good, solid match. Now, even though there was some sloppiness that was going on in this match, it didn't take away my enthusiasm of the match. It didn't make the match bad. But at the same time, I wish it could have been better. I wish they would have been more picture perfect in this match. Which you can have a perfect match, but there was some couple of sloppy spots and a couple of spots that that one spot I think it was delayed at one point, but they ended up picking it up pretty well afterwards. I was for sure they had me convinced that the Rascalz was going to become new tag team champions, but that's not what happened because at the end of the day, it was the North with the throwing neutralizer to get the win by pinning. Basically, Page pins Trey for the win. So you're still your Impact Knockout. Still your Impact World Tag Team Champions. I meant to say, the North. After the match, the North goes backstage and they end up getting attacked by Ortiz out of nowhere. A blind attack. But then they fight back. They're just gonna basically take him out like they did with Santana. And then all of a sudden, Daiga shows up and helps out Ortiz. The North ends up getting away. Conan shows up with Daiga. And basically Daiga helps out Ortiz, and that's how they end the show. So basically it's a cliffhanger here, what they did here. That can Ortiz now trust Daiga to team up with him to face the North for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. That's the story here now. Alright, so there you go. Talking about wrestling for Impact Wrestling from August 2nd. Even though the show was taped a while back, but August 2nd, because it was aired on August 2nd. Six matches. Maybe just double check, because there was one match that was made by Moose. Six matches. And my overall strength for the show for Impact Wrestling is going to be it's going to be a 7.5 out of 10. Good show. Good show. Despite some things I didn't like about the show, there was a couple of things on the show that I didn't like about, but 7.5 out of 10 I'll give it. But that being said, thank you all for watching for Is Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your Impact Wrestling review. Until next time of this Impact Wrestling review, take care.